started here. Good evening.
Good evening.
And it is a little brisky evening, isn't it? But it's a nice evening. Every evening that we get is a good evening. My name is Carolyn Hudson, and I am the Region 3 Adoption Administrator. And we're all here for a special purpose. But before we move into that purpose, I would like to extend a welcome to you on behalf of the Region 3 adoption staff. We're glad to have you with us this evening. You know, November is National Adoption Month, but in our office, every month, we focus on finding placement and permanent homes for our children. So we have National Adoption Month. We have Adoption Month every month. But today we've come here to honor a very special family, a family that's special in our hearts, and I know that family is special in your hearts also. You show that by coming out here tonight, and we thank you for that. I'm not going to continue on and on because you don't need to hear all of this. Some of us have been to work since 8 o'clock this morning. Some of us have problems getting to work at 8 o'clock this morning because of the traffic. So I'm not going to linger on and on, but our purpose here today is just to honor this family. And as we go along, we'll be talking about the families. We'll be eating a little food. We'll be giving gifts. We may cry a little. And then we'll all go home and get a good night's rest. Okay? All right, I am going to read our Family of the Year submission. What we do in our office in November, we select a family. The workers who are known as adoption specialists, they submit families that they think should be recognized as the Family of the Year. And we in turn have a committee that read the submissions, and the committee decides who would be the Family of the Year. And I want you to know that the committee that selects the Family of the Year, it's not the adoption specialists, it's the individuals who are kind of behind the scenes, the individuals, we don't know the family. We know what they put on paper. And it's a hard decision because we have so many great families. But then there's always one that stands out. And that is the family that is chosen to be recognized. Now, I'm going to introduce this family to you, and I want you to know that this was written by the adoption specialist who worked with the family. She was going to read it tonight, but she's a little under the weather, so she paid me to read it. But I haven't received the money yet, but I'll read it anyway. You're going to read it? Okay, well come on, I'd rather you read it. Good evening, everyone.
All right, the Adoptive Family of the Year. Ronald and Tanya Bryan began the adoption process with an application dated January 10, 2010. At the time, they preferred a child between the ages of birth to 4 years old. Tanya had never been a parent before and experienced infertility issues, so she wanted to parent a child as young as possible. When they were contacted by their family worker about considering an 8-year-old boy, the Bryant family was initially hesitant and did not want to proceed. I was later told by them that after many discussions, Ronald convinced Tanya to give the little fella a try. A presentation was scheduled, and because the child had been in foster care since birth, the family had many questions that needed to be answered. After taking the child's information home to digest and many phone calls to me, the family decided to meet the 8-year-old whose background read, like that of a New York bestseller. I met Zachary when he was 4 years old, and I thought he was the smartest, craftiest, adorable little boy that I had ever met. All I could think was that he was so wise beyond his years. Then I started reading his background. What I realized was that it took a smart, crafty, wise beyond his years kind of child to deal with what he had been through in his young lifetime. I promised Zachary in his elementary school courtyard that I would put him with a family that would love him, accept him, and take care of him the way that he deserved to be cared for. Zachary being Zachary responded, "Okay, I trust you." He was just 5 years old and had gone through so much that trust should not have been so easy for him. Year after year, I had to visit Zachary and report that I hadn't found a family for him yet. Thank God he was with a foster family that showed him love, and he had become close to the foster father, that my news was a disappointment, but he knew that he was in a good place. One day in April 2011, I was able to visit with Zachary and tell him the good news that a family had been selected for him and was anxious to meet him. Zachary gave me one of the biggest hugs I've ever gotten in my life. Then in clear Zachary fashion, he began firing questions at me left and right. I transported Zachary to his first visit with his family at a local restaurant, and he talked about having never been to a real seafood place before. I beamed because already he was experiencing something that he'd never experienced before. After a nervous introduction, Zachary calmed down enough to ask questions and tell the Bryants about himself. By the end of the visit, Zachary was already calling Ronald and Tanya mom and dad on the car ride back to his foster home. Ronald, Tanya, and Zachary had many visits before the child was placed in their home, and the Bryant family continuously showed a genuine interest in the child's well-being. When he misbehaved in school, he was reprimanded on his weekend visits with them. When he behaved as he should, he was praised and periodically rewarded for his good behavior. Throughout weeks of weekend visits, an undeniable bond began to form between Zachary and his new family. The child had many firsts during these weekend visits that he raved about for days after. The family began to realize and thank God that what they initially thought they wanted in a child was totally different from what had been prepared for them. A couple who had once wanted a newborn had fallen in love with a third one.
Right now, we're going to do the blessing of the food as well. Minister in the house. Is there anybody who aspires to be a minister in the house? Brother Ron? Dad. Daddy, come and bless us.
Lord, we thank you tonight. Thank you for your goodness. Thank you for your mercy. Thank you for your grace.
I'm quite sure I probably do.
Hi, how are you? Okay.
I know, that's something. Big time to get a
Congratulations, congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Go ahead, man, enjoy the meal.
If you would we're getting ready to do some presentations. And we're going to start off with a plaque. And the plaque reads as Ronald, Tanya, Zachary, Brian. They are the 2011 Adoptive Family of the Year through SCDSS Region 3 Adoptions, November the 17th, 2011. And we wanted this plaque to be a reminder that they were our adoptive family.
Yeah.
But we're not through yet. We have some gifts for them also. Zachary. Well, the gift's not cooperating with me. So I'll present this gift first. This is a token of our appreciation as being the Adoptive Family of the Year. Jackie will do a roll call when we get through, and that will give you an idea of what's in this box. They're all kind of goodies, so I think they really are. We also have some traveling cups for each one of you. You have your own. And this blanket was handmade by two young ladies, and we want Zachary to have his own blanket. So he can receive it. All of these are just material things, but our heart goes out to this family because they decided to come into Region 3 adoption, and they became a permanent family for Zachary. And for that, we are grateful. Now we'll have Jackie. She's going to do the donors roll call.
Hello, everyone.
Jackie.
So good to have you here tonight. One of the Brian family. And I want to first thank them because of them. We have 1,499 children going to be adopted, rather than 1,500. Isn't that a blessing? Of those children that who are waiting, most of them are older children. Most of them have siblings, and most of them are African Americans or our racial, and not enough are African American adults. I'm pleading to you. It might not be a ministry for you, but you may know someone who would like to adopt, or would like to foster until that child is ready to be placed in adoption. So we applaud you, the Bryant family, for making this little boy have a better and brighter future. Because you know, if he stays in the foster system until he ages out, where is he going to go? Would he be on the street? Would he be unemployed? Where is he going to call home? Who is his family? It's something that he can't go back to mama because mama can't take care of herself.
Preach.
I'm appealing to you as a community, as a family. Reach out. It's not a ministry for everybody. Someone can do a little bit of something. Be our mouthpiece. Be our mouthpiece. I implore you, be our mouthpiece. Now, there are a lot of people in the community who feel the same way as we do. They are very committed to the children and very committed to the family. Come give you a roll and see who the nice people in the community are in this wonderful box. Don't open it tonight, right now. Go home and open it. Ooh, you got good stuff. I'm going to go to the roll call. Now, let's think about this food. How was the food? Pretty good. I mean, chicken might be a little cold.
Big law firm?
This man, Henry Lawyer. Yeah, he's the owner of that whole firm there. He donated the food. And I won't forget gesture. That's one of our adoption ambassadors. Had a little arrangement, you see right here as a centerpiece. Now, in that nice box, you have someone who makes sure. Come see Ministries International. You're gonna like this. Then we have something else for mom, something special for mom. Cookie Lee, jewelry, fancy jewelry, a nice $30 certificate to order whatever you want, whatever jewelry. Then we also have, look, Mom, you get all this attention. After tonight, you might just be tired, worn out. You see I have these on right here, my feet hurt. But if your feet hurt, you can go to Massage India and get an hour long.
All right.
This ain't all about Mom. It ain't about everybody else, right? Now, do you like to go to movies? Me too. Do you know that Northwood Stadium 13 has a brand new theater there by Northwoods Mall? Brand new. These people are so nice. Free tickets. You know, it's going to movies is expensive these days. And sometimes you might have to smoke them some food. Guess what? You don't have to do that either. You got free combos. Large adult combos. They might eat while they're there. Don't be on smoking any drinks or nothing. Now, what else? Let me see. What else does a family really need? Marguerite, how much we eat in the house?
A lot.
Just like any growing boy. So you can go to Publix and buy whatever you want for $50. And let's see, what else do we have in this nice package? I would think if you want to have some fun somewhere. Don't you want to have some fun? Some other fun? We got them South Carolina stingrays. Yeah. Oh, they were really generous, really generous. You got 4 tickets, ringside, rice seats. All right. Okay. All right. Now the cake. It'll look cold, you know, to the private refrigerator. It's Sweet Smith Bakery and Coffee donated that, and a nice blanket. Where the 2 young ladies who made so many blankets for us, and we give them out at Adoptive Foundation. And we want to thank them for doing that. It's Christy and Julie. And also, the plaque was provided by Charleston Ward from the Charleston Air Force Base. And we really appreciate all these people. And you see the community. So if you know about these people, go ahead, buy something from them. Go to them. How do you say that? Patreon. Say it again. Patreon. Say it right there. I don't want to say the other way. You use all the opposite things. So please do business with these people because they understand what you're doing today. I want to say thank you again. Yeah, thank you very much. And our co-workers back there, we want to applaud you for what you do. Isn't that right, co-workers? And now I hand this back over to our Mr. Sarah.
Okay, we're ready for comments. You've joined the family here to support them, and I want you opening the floor so you can give them words of encouragement. And don't forget them after the night now, because they're still going to need you. And I want you to give them some words of encouragement tonight. And then when you're through making your comments, the family will have an opportunity to make their comments. Don't be shy, come on. Now, if you don't get up, I'm going to start pointing to you. I don't want to do that. I see somebody smiling right back here. You too.
love to talk. To God be the glory.
Amen.
All the good things he has done
Yes,
and
ma'am.
what he's going to do.
All right.
Amen. We thank God this evening for Tanya and Ron. I am Tanya's mother. And you know, I thank God. She came to me and she said, Mom, I am complete now.
Wow.
She said, I used to feel empty. But since Zach came into my life, she said, Zach had filled that void. I thank God for Tanya, and I thank God for Ron, that they took on Zach. When I first met Zach, Zach was special. He is a special child. This child is anointed. He's called by God.
All right.
He is called by God. He have a special anointing on him. And with Ron, teaching him the way that he should go, he will turn out to be the man that he should be.
Amen.
Because Ron, like I told him, I said, Ron, you got to show Zach tough love. And you'll see Zach just melt down. And he did. Because when he first came in the family, the first day I met Zach, Zach called me grandma, granddaddy. Right then you know Zach was one for Tanya and Ron. And they put God first in everything that they do. They will stay together because the word said, a family that pray together, they stay together. And I believe Zach, I know Zach have found the right parents. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, who's next? You're looking at me, come on. Oh, she beat you, but you're next.
Oh, you can't.
No, come on. He's gonna wait, he's gonna go next.
I wasn't expecting this, but you prepared at all times, right? Tanya and I are first cousins. We go back a long, long, long way. She's my girl. I'm very grateful and happy that she chose to adopt. We never know what the path God has for an individual, but as He opens the door, it's to our advantage to walk in it. So her and Ron decided to do that. So we are very grateful that her and Ron has chosen to be adopted parents. And we love Zach as if he's our own. He's busy. He's a boy. He enjoys when he comes out of the country. Literally, he was running from my mom's house to my auntie's house on Sunday, screaming my daughter's name. And I'm like, okay. But he's being a boy. And that tells you that he's happy and he's comfortable. And it's a blessing that God has chosen them to adopt and be Ron's team. So Zach's parents. So for that, we are very grateful. And Tanya, Ron, I love you. And we see what God's about to do.
Amen.
Well, we're neighbors with the Bryants, and we've been neighbors for 3 years, about 3 years. So, first year or so, we're pretty quiet. So we say hi, they drive by, drive back, hello. And one day, we stopped and talked for a little bit, and I guess over the past few months, we've gotten to know each other a little better. It's really been a blessing, to see you guys and your family grow. First time I met Zach, I was really impressed. I went and I told my wife, he's a very impressive, young man. And I just think it's just such a blessing to have neighbors like that. And as I told you guys before, you're always welcome to come over and like ask about the Gates always
always open, doors always open.
Just want to say, it's just great to know good people like
Come on, don't make me take some, man. It's funny when you stop looking at me.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I am Tanya's oldest brother. Sometimes she thinks she is the big sister. You know, me and Tanya talk every single day.
That's good.
And, you know, she was telling me, you know, what was going on. They were trying to have kids. And she came to me and she said, Mike, if I adopted, check how I thought about it. I said, go for it. And I can remember when I first met Zach. I was inside, I was leaving church one day, about to head back to Columbia, where I live. And I met them inside a big lot. So here comes this guy running around the corner. Uncle, uncle! First time I ever met him. We hit it off right there. We hit it off. You know, I'll tell you what, he is the #1 kid. He has a great father in Ron who's going to teach him the right things, teach him a little about hunting and all that also. But I tell you what, they are a great family, and I love you all.
I'm just talking here. I'm Ronald Bryant Sr. Ronald is my son. Now, Zachary is my son also. I have 8 grand, and now Zachary is in the 9th.
All right
So
now.
I'm looking forward to have an opportunity to deal with him. Because we had some real good conversations about last week sometime. I'm looking forward to helping him. He's a very bright kid. Of course, his parents are bright also. His mother and father are very bright people. So I'm sure he'll come out just very well. And as you know, everybody knows a child needs a village sometimes.
Yes, yes.
Amen.
Thank you.
And we are the village.
Yes.
This is the grandfather, another grandfather here. And so he is a village, all of us. So let the kid know we have that option to come and talk to us anytime. On the telephone, call and talk. Everything is helpful, believe me. And if you don't know kids and you guys are starting out in a sense, you need to know that kids talk everything.
If you have anything burning that you want to say, you better say it now.
I know it.
Thank you, Zach.
Oh my God. Well, Zach knows very well I love him. Because when I first met Zach, I'm Tanya's aunt. So Zach is just so special to me because I love kids, okay? First and foremost, I love children. I only have 2 girls and 1 grand, but I have a large family. And so when I first met Zach, the first thing Zach said to me, "Oh, I'm almost as tall as you are." And so we hit it off right there. Zach loves us. Zach said he has a big family, and he has. He has a lot of aunts, uncles, cousins, and he is a really special person in our lives. And we really, really love you, Zach. You just like you. We know you from day one. From day one, from a little, although you're 9 years old and you just came with the family, but it seems like we've been knowing Zach all our lives because Zach is just that special. special to us. And he, like I said, Mike said, Uncle Mike, I'm Alan, I'm Rose, and he learned all of our names. And believe me, we have a big family. He knows everybody's name. He is very smart. And Zach, I know you have great parents, great parents. And just like your granddaddy said, it takes a village to raise a child. So anytime we see you doing wrong, it ain't gonna be mom and daddy. We're gonna step right in. So you just keep your eyes open. We're watching you, but we love you, Zach, and we know we don't have no problems, and you just like one of us, like you've always been with us.
Jackie wanted me to let Zach know that there's a picture in that box of him in his younger days. And you can share it with Helen, is it? I don't want to get their new name. Uncle over there, and Granddaddy, and everybody. Okay? All right. Now, is the family like to make a comment? Come on, Zach.
as Adoptive Family of the Year. It's truly an honor to stand here and accept this wonderful honor. Zachary indeed is a very special child who wants to be loved and have a family to love him. I am so happy that we are able to give him the foundation that he needs. We would like to thank our parents, family, and friends who welcomed Zachary with open arms, love, and support.
Finally, we got my wife to speak.
put me out there, you know, in the middle of all of the action. So my mind goes back to there. The kids, they were all very street smart. You know, they were runaways, and you know, they were just didn't have homes. So they were just in the center where we would go to Madison Square Garden. We would go to a lot of sports events. And I met Dr. J when I was 12 years old. Wow. And I think about those days, and I said, well, you know, here's my opportunity to give back. To give back.
Yes, Lord.
And I'm thankful. That he's here tonight, and my dad's here. And I'm thankful for my in-laws and everyone, all my neighbors. You know, it's a blessing, and I really appreciate you all taking your time out to come and join us on this occasion. And so that's where my mind goes, and there's just so many children. I never thought about it, you know, as I was growing, because a lot of times I was trying to run away from. I can remember a time I went to summer camp or camp up in, I think it was West Point, and those kids were just, you know, like I said, just so advanced and street smart and whatever. My dad would just put me in the middle of it. And I said, what's wrong? Why do you these kids? They were just very fast-paced. And I can remember us playing football, and I could run fast. You know, no one could catch me, but I wasn't so good at catching the football. So I can remember getting in the end zone and all by myself, you know, and the ball coming in. And there I go, it hits the ground. Dad wasn't happy about that. But I can remember that, and the times where they would, you know, just stick their hand in the hot dog pot and give me a hot dog, and I would just be so vulnerable, you know, because I was just timid, you know. But as I grew, you know, and I thank God for the experience, because as I grew and I got older, you know, I was on my own at 17 years old, and right out of high school, at one place, and when I traveled, and the diversity that was instilled in me, you know, I was able to just blend in, no matter where I went. You know, I know it's God, because He kept me, but that exposure, you know, really helped me to be able to deal with people, you know, and then also I mentored kids, you know, in high school and everything like that. So it's just a blessing, and I'm thankful. I thank God for my wife. You know, it's not. We never know what we have to go through in life, but it's an opportunity, you know, and I just want to make a difference in his life. Because you know, it gets me angry sometimes. You know, he's busy, and you know, I have a brother that back in the day was kind of busy too. Paper route 65 customers, and I was like 15. He was 8, and I give him 25 papers, and in Virginia, and I looked for him in the snow in the hills, and he would be sitting in someone's house drinking hot chocolate. So the exposure, you know, I've had. So sometimes I think about these things, you know, when I'm dealing with them. I say, well, you know, I've done that, I've been there. But I think he wants something out of life. I think he wants to be something special. He does try. And sometimes I don't tell him that. He tries. You know, he does a lot of good things. And we're just thankful. And I thank you all for this opportunity, to even for choosing us for this award. I told my wife, I said, what is this? I don't know how this happened. You know? I said, this is tricky. What's going on? It's kind of early. But we're thankful. And I want you all to know that we're grateful for all my everyone that showed up tonight. It's an honor. I just thank God for all of you. Yeah.
But I do want to recognize my staff, because these ladies have been at work since 8 o'clock this morning, and they're still here. Our feet hurt, and some of them had to go and get some lower shoes to put on, but they are persevering. And I just would like the Region 3 staff to stand, and I want y'all to give them a round of applause, because they work hard. It's not an easy job. Jackie got it. Nobody tells Jackie no. You might not behind her back, but we go tell her no. We go with her. And to Jackie, we thank her because she faithfully put together this program and she does an excellent job. Jackie, we want you to give yourselves a round of applause. And that's for you to tonight to support this family. And like I said, don't forget about them. They're going to still need your support. Zach is going to need your support. And I know, since you're here tonight, you'll be that support for them. And I want to most of all thank Pam for coming and sharing with us. And especially Zachary. We've known Zachary for a while. He's been to our Christmas party and a few other events at the office. He may not remember, but he's been there. And Zachary was sort of like one of our children, one out of the many children that we need to find homes for. Our job doesn't end tonight, it continues, but we're not giving up. We're going to find homes for more children. Thank you, and all of you have a nice night. Please be careful on your way home.
Excuse me, family. We have covered everything. You must take it with them. Of course, the cake and some of the chicken and the fruit.
Thank you, sir.